wrenching when you talked about the crowd being so intense that people were drowning in people. Once it got so packed and people were kind of just getting shuffled in and out, that description really stuck with me, and I'm sure it stuck with our viewers.
Oh yeah, that was a description from one young lady on Instagram. She posted that once it started, people started drowning, and she put a dash in other people.
Hey, yo, porta potty squad! What happened?
A girl at the porta potty told me that she made it all the way to the front and that, like, her stomach is bleeding because the metal was, like, cutting her because they were pushing her to the front.
Dang!
The mosh pits were crazy, and honestly, I would never do it again.
No shoe, no boyfriend.
We lost everything in 5 seconds.
I wasn't recording the whole time, but, like, I was trying to, like, keep you guys alive. I couldn't even record, that's how bad it was.
Imagine how you
Everyone was, like, pushing us. I was just trying to stay big.
If it would have been in the Travis
I was afraid that we were gonna survive.
And Pat's pretty strong because I know, like, there was one point I was like, oh, that's a Pat. Pat was the MVP of today because he really helped keep us all together. It's like, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm alright. And we just kept doing that back and forth. Not a dream, it was a nightmare. And I can't even imagine how Travis is going to be. I lost half of my hair. It's like I already didn't have.
This is where Travis Scott's gonna perform. We're just checking it out.
45, we're going to be right here.
That's okay with you real quick. Chase me, let's do it.
Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me, let's go. I want to make this motherfucking ground shake, goddammit.
But anyways, I want to talk about this TikTok. Okay, I don't really agree with the whole devil thing, but something about how he talks about the vibes were different this Astro World, and in the comments, everyone was talking about the frequency of the music they were playing in between sets, and that, like, clicked in my head. Basically, I made another TikTok talking about what happened, like, with me, like, passing out wise, but, like, more specifically, after Roddy Ricch, I was fine, and they started playing, they usually have DJs in between sets at festivals, but they started playing this weird bass, like, this just, like, repetitive bass noise and nothing else, and right when this thing started playing, I was like, what is this? Like, it was hurting my ears, but then I instantly got sick, and I passed out on the floor, and I even told my friend before I passed out, I was like, I'm lightheaded, and then I was like, is this noise bothering you too? And then I passed out, woke up later, people were like shoving drinks down my throat, they're like, are you dehydrated? I'm like, no, like, get away from me. And then we go to Travis's set, we skip Lil Baby and SZA, and then I stand up because people start coming over there, and this sound starts playing again at Travis's stage, but it's way more intensified, and I start passing out again, and I wake up and I'm like freaking out. I'm calling my eyes out, trying to call and text my mom to come get me. I'm like, help me, like, nothing's going through. I'm freaking out. I couldn't even, this was 2 hours before Travis was getting on, and I still couldn't get out of Travis's stage. That's how many people were over there. It was insane. The fact that there were like fences kind of like by Travis's stage, like keeping people like confined, that the only way out was to go against everyone. It was impossible to get out of there. It was insane. And then like people were passed out all day. It was just weird. It was weird. I've never been to a festival like that, and it was cold. Like, people passed out from like dehydration, drugs, heat exhaustion, but like it was like a cold day. Heat exhaustion isn't out of it, and I've never seen this many people passed out. A couple more things that were weird. There was no exit. Like, to get out, you had to go through the gates you came in, go through the COVID scanning, and go through the parking lot, and then you couldn't go down any of the closed streets. Like, it was the longest way to exit. Like, God forbid if there would have been like a mass, you know what I'm talking about, I don't want to, it would have been terrible. there was no way to get out of here. Also, COVID scanning was a joke completely. They didn't even have you scan your wristbands when I came in because there was people running through the gates. Half the people there didn't pay for the show, so it was just like so many people. And why was it on concrete? Why was that a good idea? I've been to so many festivals and like I've never been on one on concrete. Like I know they had this stuff over Travis's what is on grass, but they put this hard stuff over it. I don't know why. It was weird.
Y'all just seen that disturbing ass footage from this ritualistic fiasco that took place at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. So before I get into what this picture means, I want to do a quick briefing on some of the reports before I explain this. Okay. So first of all, let's start here. I know so far that Roddy Ricch, Little Baby, SZA, Drake, and Travis Scott performed at his ASTRO Fest. Also know that the slogan was "See you on the other side," which is already weird, okay? But everybody weird nowadays, and they making it normal to be weird. So it's like people don't even think it's weird because they don't even know that they weird. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, let's move on. So one thing I do want to say about this Travis Scott thing, I don't know if he was under mind control or if that was really him. It could have been a Mach 5 synthetic robot because they're cheaper, easier, and they have less problems than clones. So these people are actually using Mach 5 synthetic robots instead of using clones now. Okay? I will say this about Travis. This was not his idea. Because these celebrities, they're puppets. They're puppets. They're puppets on a string, and they're being strung along by the elites. And who I mean by the elites is your political parties, the presidents, things like that. The real higher level people that actually have some type of... They're puppets too, but it all strings along to the people that run this world. Okay? This goes back to their ideas. Okay, since they own everything, it's easy for them to put things in place and put things in plain sight. Okay. Now, they said it's reports of these people playing a weird bass drum for 7 hours straight or 6 hours straight. And this was causing people to pass out before the concert even really began, before all the chaos began. People was already starting to rage just from hearing these loud bass drums in their ears. And this all goes back to them manipulating the frequency and controlling the frequency. You guys don't know about frequency, and it may be something that you might want to go research and start learning about so you can understand how these people can control you through music. There were no background checks, supposedly, on the securities. They hired randoms for this whole event. None of these people were certified to be doing what they were doing. They were paid, fed, and they got in for free. So they accepted the job. It was no C-19 checks. None of that. And I'm going to explain that in part 3 of my video. So you guys, please stay tuned, because y'all going to always learn something that ain't nobody else talking about here on my channel. So I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Or if you want to screenshot a piece, the piece that you need to go tell somebody else, or go do your own research, then that's what you need to do. But you need to tell somebody. You need to tell the children. You need to tell your little brother, little sister, little cousin, nieces, nephew, whatever. Explain to them what is going on so these children can have an idea and know what they're getting themselves into. Like I said, there was no C-19 checks. On top of that, they cut off the phone service. They cut off the whole phone service. They told these people, oh, well, make your calls now because you won't be able to call nobody. That means they cut the service off. There were people in this concert, or whatever you want to call it. They were doing illegal drugs. They were drinking and raging, all while there were small children here. Youngest I've heard so far was the age of 9, and this baby is in critical condition right now because his father had him on his neck and he fell off. His dad passed out and he fell off his father's shoulders and got trampled. I'm hearing reports of a 10-year-old passing. Meanwhile, it keep being reports from the media saying 8 this, 8 that. It was 8 flames, 8. 8 represents the breaking down of the old to build anew. Same thing that's going on today. They're breaking this economy down. Babylon is falling down. It's being broke down to build anew. What is Biden's slogan? Build back better. Breaking down of the old to build anew. These people didn't do no bag searches. They didn't search the security. They didn't search the people. They didn't do no V checks. Even though it was most likely required, like I said in part 1 of my video. But they weren't really doing checks. It was people hopping the gates. All the while, HPD were present. They actually were paid to not let anyone go over the gates. So they actually sat there and watched these people hop these gates, do illegal drug activity, and more while they recorded the concert. Okay, this was done in Houston, Texas. Now let me tell y'all something about Houston, Texas. Here go the game. Shout out to Rashad Jamal. Houston, Texas is along the 33rd parallel. So the earth has veins called parallels. Okay? And along this parallel is Houston, Texas. Follow me now. Atlanta, Georgia, where King Von was murdered. Chicago, Illinois, FBG Duck. Dallas, Texas, Mo 3. And then, like I said, Houston, Texas. So you got Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, and Dallas. All of these are along the 33rd parallels. Now, however, a lot of our ancestors met their demise along that 33rd parallel. A lot of our ancestors were hung along that 33rd parallel. And y'all know 33 is a Masonic number. Okay, it's so many connections here. It's so much footage. It's so much information that came out that every blogger can report on something different. Nobody really has to use the same content. It's enough content for every blogger out here to spread a message. And I didn't see not one person at that event that said that they had fun. Not one. Not one child at that event. Not one adult. Not one baby. Not nobody said that they had fun at that event. There were spells put on the attendees. These people will have nightmares. And they need to pay attention to changes in their behavior. They're going to have headaches. We're going through a whole portal right now. The 1111 portal. Yeah, we're going through a whole portal. There's portals open. And speaking of portals, let's get into this picture. I want you guys to really pay attention to this picture. So, we have 3 pictures here. The picture on the left-hand side and on the bottom right-hand side is Travis Scott's background to his stage. Remember the slogan, see you on the other side. See who on the other side. Start asking yourselves questions. See what on the other side. See who on the other side. Huh? Ask yourselves questions. Stop being dumbed down to this system. Ask yourselves questions. Now, this picture on the top right hand side, this is called the Large Hadron Collider. Some of you may have heard of it before, some of you may have not, but I'm going to give you a short briefing on what this is. First of all, notice how eerily similar these devices look, if not identical. This Large Hadron Collider is over 8 miles long. It's an 8-mile long tunnel full of wires and batteries. That takes up a lot of energy. Remember, energy frequencies. Listen to the verbiage. Even if you don't know what these words mean, you can still put 2 and 2 together. Listen to the verbiage. This machine, this Large Hadron Collider, is in CERN, China. This is a machine that was built in CERN, China, and they're using it right now. This is the machine that they use to resurrect ancient gods, spirits, demons, whatever you want to say. This machine requires severed body parts. So this makes me question what's happening to these missing children and all these people. Not like what's happening? Where are all these people? It's a lot of children coming up missing. It's a lot of people coming up missing, but yet this machine requires 7 body parts. Not only that, they are digging up and excavating our ancestors. They just dug up Tutankhamun's grave, and the way this man's grave was set up, nobody was supposed to be able to get to it. It was so deep underground. Nobody was supposed to ever be able to get to it. These people found a way to get to it, and they excavated him. Mind you, all his organs and DNA is still intact because of the mummification. The last god they just tried to resurrect was Apollo. Did they succeed? I don't know. I didn't even follow up. But I know what these people are doing. And this is public information. Public information. But the public is too busy listening to them, the same ones who are tricking them into following this agenda. It didn't matter what color your kid was. It didn't matter what race your kid was. They don't care about y'all either. They don't care about nobody but themselves. And the sooner y'all wake up and realize that, the better. I ain't even gonna sit here and play with y'all. The sooner y'all wake up and realize that, the better. But luckily, y'all got people like me and a few other people out here that's really trying to get y'all to wake up and understand what is going on, because the kids are the target. Every agenda, from the LGBTQ agenda to this new agenda, the new world agenda, every agenda is dang near targeting these children. So y'all need to pay attention, and parents, y'all need to talk to y'all children and educate y'all children. That's what y'all need to do. This machine right here, this is what you call a Stargate, also known as a portal. So whole while y'all sitting there chanting this man's song, and y'all thinking it's just a regular song, and they done manipulated the frequency. We're supposed to be in tune with the Earth's frequency at 432 hertz. The Earth is at a frequency of 432 hertz. We're supposed to be in tune with that. And these people know how to manipulate these frequencies. If these machines look just alike and they look identical, just imagine if this machine is an 8-mile long tunnel. Just imagine how much energy it needs to be powered up. There are reports of over 250,000 people at this ASTRO World concert, okay? But only 50,000 were supposed to be there, reportedly. That's a lot of people. You can get 250,000 people to go to a concert, to go see a rapper, but you can't get 250,000 people to sit down and pray and praise God, and so we can get our stuff together down here. God said he'll heal our land, but he just wants us to come to him. The hardest thing in the world, it's easy to go on Satan's side. It's easy to do wrong. It's easy to go follow the devil. That's easy. That's not hard. But what's hard and what's the real challenge is doing what God wants you to do. That's the real challenge here. And I don't see nobody really out here trying to challenge themselves to really do what God wants them to do. He said he'll heal our land. Everybody out here lost, looking to other people, looking to idols. This is what he does not like. Do y'all not get that? It's the same thing with y'all kids. How y'all get fed up with y'all kids when they being bad and they not listening and stuff, and then what do? You punish them, right? What y'all think God gonna do? And he's supposed to be our father. Y'all don't think he frustrated and his kids ain't listening? And he keep trying to wake them up, and he keep being patient with them? And you just finally get to the point where you just fed up. Let's keep it real. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 because that's just my viewpoint. That's how I look at it. This was a portal. They was sitting there chanting these demonic ritualistic songs or whatever, but y'all was opening up. You participated in the portal. You participated in opening up yourselves to demonic attacks in the spiritual world. That's every person there that participated, that listened to it, that watched these videos. Especially you guys, be careful watching these videos for long periods of time. Please. You're going to start getting headaches. Because you're opening yourself up to spiritual attacks too. That's why I limited the videos of them people going crazy. I didn't even want to hear it. Because it gave me a headache. So y'all be careful watching these videos over and over. These people will definitely have nightmares. And they don't understand why. But I'm going to have to break this down in part 3. This is part 2. I was going to break everything down in part 2. But I'm like, it's so much information coming out that certain things just fit perfectly with what I already wanted to talk to you guys about. So y'all make sure y'all please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Okay, let's get me in the algorithm so people can start waking up. This information needs to be out there. Ain't nobody else reporting on it. Y'all heard it here first on Finding Truth with Pleasure. We gonna find the truth and we gonna spread it. Period. My prayer warriors, pray for these babies. Because they don't know. They don't even know what to do. Pray against this witchcraft. Pray for these babies' safety and their well-beings. And another thing, for Travis Scott, that was nothing but promo, baby. He trending everywhere. He got mass promo off of this. Okay? And I don't think they really, I don't think these people really care. You can tell by their reactions. And then Kylie, she didn't sit here and made statements and posted stuff on her stories of the chaos that her child's father caused. And if y'all ain't watched my Kanye West video, y'all need to go look at that because I talk about it. I talk about her and her family's bloodline, how they are related to witches and stuff like that, how they have these men under MK Ultra. I talk about it. Go look at my Kanye. Y'all need to go look at my videos. It's some gems in every video. Every video. But with that being said, y'all stay tuned for part 3. Thank y'all for watching. Everybody be prayed up and be blessed out here. And I'll talk to y'all next time. Deuces.